Axel's Garage. Today we have another product review for you. Recently we started using the GoPro camera and really like the versatility it gives. We never had one before. About 3 weeks ago we bought one. We did an unboxing review on it. We also did a video and sound quality test, and we realized that the sound on the GoPro pretty much sucks. If you have it in the waterproof case, it's sealed up tight and you could barely get your voice to be recognizable when you do your final edit of your video. If you use the open back case that comes with the GoPro camera, you do get a little bit better audio quality, but it's still not good because it's the back that's opened and that's where the sound comes in, so you're getting better sound from behind the camera than you are in front of the camera. I guess if you're narrating something that you're videoing and you got the camera in your hand or on a stick or some kind of mount and you're behind that camera, the voice quality isn't too bad. But to be in front of the camera and speaking, the voice quality stinks. We did notice a remarkable improvement if you take it out of the case completely, naked. The problem with a naked GoPro is you have no way to mount it. And that's one of the benefits of having the GoPro, is the versatility of mounting. Additionally, when it's naked, it's also unprotected. And whether it be unprotected from the weather or more like a guy like me, just unprotected from knocking it around, I like to have that case on it, or at least have the lens covered so that it does offer some protection, because I tend to beat up cameras an awful lot. I could be a little bit of a klutz sometimes. But what we wanted to do is we wanted to invest in a microphone, so we started doing some research on microphones. Problem is, from the expensive ones down to the cheap ones, the reviews are a lot of times very similar. You know, it works good, it's kind of high, it's too loud, it's too low, it's this, it's that, it's the otherwise. But what they don't tell you is that the Wi-Fi feature on the GoPro, which transmits the video or your field of view to your phone so that you can set up your shot and you can control your GoPro from your phone, interferes with the sound of the microphone. And they really don't address that in any of the reviews you see. Very few YouTube videos that are out there about, and there's hundreds if not thousands out there about GoPro microphones. Very few of them address it. So I found a review of one of those cheap Chinese knockoff microphones that seemed pretty good. It got a good review from this guy on YouTube. And I said, you know what, I'm going to try that one. It was only about 10 bucks for the whole package, and I'll show you what that package is. And I'm going to do a review on the cheap Chinese knockoff GoPro mics. If you see them on eBay, you just search GoPro microphone, sort it down by price, and go with the lowest first. Your first probably 100 or so of them are going to be the same identical microphone, packaged different ways. And this is the one I'm talking about. It's the cheap GoPro mic. I'll put the link in the description below to the eBay seller that I bought this particular one from. They're all pretty much the same, and you can tell from the photos they're the same. Comes in a small box, and one of the benefits of this case was it gave you a open side GoPro style case. This is not a real GoPro case. It's a knockoff, a Chinese knockoff, and it does have an open side so that you can plug the mic in. The problem is, just unbuckling it, the clip broke right off. It's not really embedded well into the plastic, and the clip just broke right off, so this thing was pretty much unusable. I test fit the GoPro camera into the case, and the problem is, with the case, if the clip didn't break off, is that the opening that the lens fits into is just a little too tight, and the camera actually gets stuck in the case, and you have to almost pry it out, and you're prying against the lens, and that's a pretty shitty thing to do. You're going to screw your camera up. So this is worthless. The only thing that's good on it probably is the bottom foot for your GoPro mounting system. The mic itself comes in two pieces. It comes with the mini USB or micro, whichever USB it is, the USB that plugs into the side of the GoPro, to a 3.5 millimeter audio jack. And it's a little right angle piece, plugs right into the side of the GoPro. And then the mic itself plugs into the top of that, and it's got a little swivel on top so that you can orient it where you want. It probably doesn't matter too much. Now, what does the GoPro sound like? Well, we know what a muffled GoPro sounds like normally. And what I'll do now is I'm going to switch to the GoPro camera, which is mounted right next to my regular video camera that you watch me on now. So I'm going to switch to the GoPro. The GoPro is naked, has no case on it whatsoever, and we're going to do an audio check of what it sounds like just completely naked. Okay, we're on the GoPro camera now. The GoPro is recording. It has no case on it, completely naked, just sitting next to my video camera on a shelf, and the audio quality is fairly decent, I would say, when it's naked. This is my normal speaking voice. I'm standing about 5 or 6 feet away from the camera. A much bigger field of view than the video camera that you just watched me on, but we're really concerned with the audio right now. So this is our naked audio from the GoPro. Alright, back on the video camera. From our naked GoPro audio, we're going to take that mic and we're going to plug that mic in. Now, when we plug that mic in, realize my Wi-Fi is on and enabled. And the Wi-Fi is what interferes with the microphone. Now, I did notice in some testing that I did prior to making this video, was that depending on where I stood, adjusted the amount of interference. It's sort of like a clicking, a tapping, or a helicopter sound. And you'll hear it, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my cell phone around, and maybe the interference has something to do with the phone. Maybe when the phone's on, phone off, or something like that. We'll try a couple different things and see if we can alleviate the interference. But I'm going to plug the mic now into the GoPro with Wi-Fi enabled, and we'll hear the clicking sound and the interference that you do get. You will notice, though, that my voice quality is going to get better. The clicking interference is making the video unusable, but it will get better with the microphone than with the naked GoPro. Okay, now we're on the GoPro with Wi-Fi enabled and the mic plugged in. You'll notice a difference in my voice. It's picking it up a little bit better, but you will notice that Wi-Fi interference. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk right up to the GoPro camera. I'm going to cover the mic a little bit with my hand. I'm not actually touching the mic. I'm going to put my hand behind the mic. I'm going to back up to see if my body maybe has some kind of interference with that Wi-Fi causing that clicking. I'm going to take my phone. I'm going to move my phone farther away from the GoPro camera, and then I'll come back into where I was talking normally. Did the clicking change? Alright, I'll come back and get my phone. Hopefully it'll keep recording when I turn my phone off. I'm going to close the GoPro app. Right? So I just shut down the GoPro app. It seems to still be recording. Yep, it's still recording. Alright? And the Wi-Fi is still enabled because it's blinking blue. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn my phone off. And see if turning the phone off makes any difference in the audio. So again, this is the microphone plugged into the GoPro with Wi-Fi enabled on the GoPro. I've now moved my phone around. I've gotten closer and farther away from the camera, and now I turned my phone off completely. So the Wi-Fi signal is not actually being received by anything. I don't know if that makes a difference or not. Probably not. But this is the best way to test it, is just to troubleshoot it like that. So now I'm going to switch back to the video camera. Alright, back on the video camera. The only other change to make is to turn the Wi-Fi on the GoPro off with the microphone plugged in and see what the sound is like. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to go back over to the GoPro, Wi-Fi off, and the mic plugged in. Okay, on the GoPro now, Wi-Fi off, mic plugged in, me speaking in my normal voice again, 5 to 6 feet away from the camera, great field of view. How's the audio? Does the microphone make a difference? My concern is, it seemed like in previous testing, it seemed like the microphone was picking my voice up better when Wi-Fi was enabled. And that when we turned Wi-Fi off, the difference between the microphone and no microphone, just the internal mics on the GoPro, might be close, or if not the same. And we're going to test that theory now. You hear me now? GoPro mic attached to the GoPro. And all I'm going to do now is I'm going to walk up to the GoPro. I'm going to unplug the mic. Alright, the mic is off, and this is what I sound like. Is there any difference? No microphone on the GoPro. We just went from microphone to no microphone. Can you hear a difference? Did it get worse? Did it get better? What happened? I don't know. We'll find out in the end edit. I'll plug it back in for a second. Okay, the mic is plugged back in. How's it sound? Is it better? Is it worse? I'm not sure. You know, it was $10 for this cheap Chinese microphone and the real crappy case that turns out is unusable. I contacted the eBay seller, told them that the case fell apart and the GoPro didn't fit in well. I also told them about the clicking sound when the Wi-Fi was enabled, and they sent me back a pretty generic email saying, we're sorry that you got a defective unit. You know, here's a return shipping label and we'll take it back and give you a refund. For the $10, if the microphone works well when I edit this video and I can use it without the Wi-Fi, I'll hold on to it for the $10. If we're not really seeing a big difference between the naked GoPro and the GoPro with the mic attached, then we got a problem. So I'll probably wind up sending it back, and I'm going to order another cheapo microphone that seemed to get a better review on YouTube that I found after purchasing this one, and we'll test that one out. Another thought on the cheap microphone idea is when the GoPro case is naked, when the GoPro is naked on the shelf, it doesn't sound all that bad, or it might be good enough for what I use it for, which is, generally speaking, pretty close, within a couple feet, mounted, you know, somewhere on the car when I'm doing a project on the car, or we're doing a how-to video or something like that. So it might be good enough. What I was thinking of is getting a real, genuine GoPro case and drilling it out in the spots where the microphones are on the GoPro. The GoPro actually has, this is a Hero 3 Plus Silver that I'm using. It has two microphones, one on top and one on the side, and I'm sure I can drill it and cut it and sort of make my own open case that still protects the lens if I had a real GoPro one. So that's also another alternative. So we'll have a couple of more reviews coming up in the future. This is the cheap Chinese knockoff. When it clicks, the Wi-Fi is enabled and it clicks, and a lot of them do it. The Polar Pro and several other brands click with Wi-Fi, but very few people address it on YouTube when they do the reviews of the microphones. I also checked Amazon from good microphones that come at a modest price all the way down to the cheapo Chinese knockoffs, and all the reviews, all the questions people ask, nobody's asking about the Wi-Fi. Am I the only one using Wi-Fi? I like the Wi-Fi feature on the GoPro, but that clicking sound is driving me nuts, and I don't want to invest in a more expensive microphone if I'm still going to get that clicking sound. So I'm going to try a couple more cheap ones. We'll try the case drilling idea, and we'll see how it goes. I won't know how this video came out or how the audio came out until the end in editing. So hopefully it all worked out. Hopefully you heard the same things that I heard, and it could make you make a better decision on what microphone or how to operate with sound on your GoPro. That's it today from Axel's Garage. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.